Hey everybody, it's Budget here with another episode of Role Playing Public Radio. Today I'm here to tell you all about Unicorn Overlord and why you should have already bought your copy. And if you didn't buy your copy yet, I want you to know that I am here and I am coming for you, and there will be no escape. Today we're playing another session of Drow and Dracoliches. If you all could be so wonderful as to introduce yourselves in Discord order and remind us what character you're playing, because we took a mid-season break for a couple weeks there.
All right, I'm Faye. You know who I am. Don't look for me. I am playing Rushk, the snake-blooded extremist doctor. Part of some of her more recent escapades include assassinating and covering up said assassination of some, let's say, Drow dignitaries, participating in the defense of Daelia, and accidentally, not so much accidentally, maybe getting Daelia's hands changed, which I'll let Daelia explain.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm playing Daelia in Valsa, the false Drow spy, also a warlock. Most recent escapades include having her patron Zuper to Hell, or ex-patron Zuper to Hell, for a contract invoking mistake, which was not made by her. Losing that contract after it was burned up by Tiamat in court, and then coming back and immediately getting a new patron in the form of a snake lamia in the middle of the earth. And she also now has lost one of her hands, only to have it been remade into a glass hand with gold bones.
Hi, I'm Lydia, or Winter, depending on who you ask. I'm playing Xastra Telarr, Drow, fallen Paladin of Eilistraee, and a perfect good girl who has only ever done one thing wrong. And her recent exploits include getting Daelia dragged to hell and killing a bunch of people.
Those are things that you did. That's very true.
Sorry, I thought you said you only did one thing wrong? That's two.
No, I think it's one.
Yeah, you're right. Well, let's see that. You know, Winter, your summaries of previous episodes are always extremely helpful. Would you like us to tell us what happened last episode?
Last episode, we got back from hell. I got manipulated into murdering a bunch of Drow and lost my...
What do you mean manipulated?
Paladin. Let's think about this.
No, you got
I'm
very
pretty sure.
Nicely.
Well,
and then you decided to act on that ask. Really, that's all you. That's all you, Xastra.
Yeah.
But don't worry. Don't worry, Xastra. I understand that things must be very difficult for you right now, and I'm here to listen.
We went to a big place full of lava, and Daelia got her hand melted off by a snake.
We love to see it.
And that solves all the problems with Daelia.
Yeah, no more problems.
Definitely all of the
everything.
problems.
Yep. We fixed everything.
Great. Rushk, do you have anything to add about these events? Do you have a more detailed analysis of things that happened last session?
Yeah, I'll add some corroborating evidence. So, let's see here. Xastra wasn't manipulated. She got asked by her goddess and then chose to slaughter a bunch of Drow. And I feel the term slaughter is important here. And as far as making the pact was made in order to, I guess, free up Nyara's older sister so that she could return to Daelia, because in order to let us fix the problem, each of the various factions in Daelia asked something of us. And as sad as it is, some of the factions didn't quite make it to the finale of Daelia, but the remaining factions' asks have now been fulfilled, and Taltry's faction is the one that asked for the return of Nyara's sister, which has now been completed, and they will let us fix the ceiling now, hopefully. And I believe, let's see here. I think that's the major points here. We can more or less wrap up in Daelia and somehow start making our way back to... Oh, yeah, they don't have any arable land right now. That's a big problem for them.
Oh, yeah. Big issue. Big issue.
Don't have any arable land, are having some kind of issue with food. And then also the continued defense of Dereleft is the other thing. Those are things that I would like you to address. You don't have to address them right now. This is something you could do in Waterdeep. But yeah, because we all want to see Dereleft continue into the future. So as the unofficial ambassadors of Dereleft, actually, you could become official ambassadors. You want to go ask Nyara for rewards?
Ooh.
We also have to deal with that whole wolf thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What love thing?
Little thing.
There is
Well,
honestly one-ish thing that I wants to accomplish in Dereleft before she leaves.
Okay, so let's just go around, and if you want to have a scene in Dereleft, we can do that. Otherwise, you can just say out loud, here's a thing I want to accomplish in Dereleft, but I don't think it deserves a scene in and of itself. So, Rushk, we're going to start with you, since this is Discord order. It's just easy to do it that way.
So, I assume we get back from the whole situation, and Daelia's got some explaining to do about her hand, unless, she...
I mean, she has
perennially
just been
wears
wearing
gloves.
gloves this whole time, so...
Yeah, she covers up a lot of her
true.
skin, so...
It's secrets. I'm sure there's probably a lot of fanfare for the return of Yara's sister. Could you remind me of her name also?
Celessa Yavail?
Celessa Yavail.
Queen Celessa Yavail is probably how she should be referred to.
Queen Yavail. Queen Yavail. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of fanfare for the return of Queen Yavail. And that said, Rushk will not be attending any sort of party. There was a group here. I believe you know which group I'm referring to. I'm interested in having a private audience with their delegates. They are... I can't fucking remember which faction
You're
they
speaking
were.
of House Zal, yes.
House Zoath?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alright, perfect. Have I met them before? Am I aware of their leading members' names?
Yeah, it's Zerzath is obviously the party leader, and then they have two important people inside the faction. One is the High Diviner, which is basically the religious leader, more or less, of Dereleft right now. Although, they've been out without gods for a while, so...
Right.
And then also you have Sylvanita, who was instrumental in removing obstacles to the unification of Dereleft.
Obstacles, you say?
Yeah, she removed some obstacles so that the 100 Slayer could take the throne.
Sick name. Alright, yeah, I think probably I'd want to meet with the religious leader, even if they're just a figurehead, and Sylvanita?
Yeah, Sylvanita.
Alright.
Sylvanidia. It's a really long Drow name. There's a lot of eyes and... Something cool in Drow, I promise. I named good characters. Thank you.
I believe you. I fully believe you. Oh, so would they be attending the... I don't know if there's going to be a formal event for Celeste's return, or if it's just on the hush.
It's going to be a popular organized party, is what it's going to... Because, Nyara is obviously so happy to see Celeste back in the city, and then, Brash Vandal is that's my number one buddy.
Oh,
that's my buddy!
So I think there's probably a popular party, which is probably necessary, because morale in Dereleft has been...
rough.
Kind of low.
Yes.
Only a little.
I'm sure we actually probably cause even more problems for Vajra, because mages do have a spell where they could summon a banquet, so...
Oh my god.
She spent so much.
I owe her, such a fucking meal. I swear to god. We need to get her, a company gift basket, too.
We can just put all the makeup and soaps in there from
Mm-hmm. I think of chocolate strawberries, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess at the party somewhere, maybe on the sidelines, I'll sidle up to Nydia and the religious figurehead, if they're just wallflowering somewhere.
Oh, yeah, they're just like chilling at the edges of the party. They're here because they should be seen to be here.
Right, exactly.
But their affection is very reclusive, I guess is a good way to put it.
Right. So I'll give a curt bow and all the proper introductions and say, it's a pleasure to meet you, Madam Sylvanidia, and so. I don't say so-and-so, obviously, but I have a brain like Swiss cheese. I hope to discuss something rather important with you before we leave, and I must say that we are likely going to be leaving very soon, and I realize you are likely busy, but would you be able to have a private audience with me?
Of course.
Now.
We have more than a minute to spare for the heroes of Dare left.
Well, thank you.
I can't be sure if she's saying that wryly or sincerely.
Of course, but you play the game, you say thank you. Oh, it's too much, yada yada. I know what's going on with them, right? I can tell. Right?
You can tell due to the connections that you may or may not have, that other players may or may not know about. You know what their deal is.
All right,
They did.
So
They did also explicitly ask about a temple to Shar.
yes,
They did explicitly ask about a temple.
So once we've stepped into a corner room or something, I'll just be very frank. Yes, exactly. I'll be very frank. I have need of your services. I realize this may be quite a bit to ask and quite suddenly, but it would be in service of your lady. I require your skill in manipulating the shadow weave.
Of course, that is a skill that we possess, and we would, of course, be more than willing to lend our talents to the aid of the Chosen of Shar, but to what end are we assisting you?
Well, I'm constructing a mythal. A very, very large mythal. And unless you want to have that explored on screen, I don't know if we need to give time to the explanation. We can leave everybody else wanting.
So I assume you play up the parts about the Shadow Veil.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that, they feel a little bit more secure in their position in Daelia, and they're more than willing to help you. They're like, but we do need you to make Worship of Shar a protected thing inside Daelia, because it wouldn't do to have to go skulking about in the shadows, at least not all the time.
Of course. I'm sure that Madame Taltree will be more than willing to lend an ear to this request.
Yeah, so they accede to your request. They would be more than willing to help you in this. You just need it to be legal to worship Shar in Daelia.
Yes.
And also, they need permission to build that temple.
Right, yes. All right, yeah. I think that's all I'm going to do for now.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything they want to clear up before we leave Daelia and go back to Waterdeep?
So I feel like we should probably go check in on Lolth. I don't know if Daelia is mentally feeling up for going by herself at the moment because of everything that's just happened, but she does feel like she should probably go check it out again.
So who are you bringing with you?
I don't. If anyone wants to come, anyone is welcome to, but I don't have any immediate thoughts of who to bring.
I feel very strongly that I need to be there, but I also do not think Xastra is in any position to deal with this problem right now.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think who else. If that's the case, she could just go by herself.
You could bring Vajra.
Yeah. Shiria won't go with you.
No, not again.
Vajra would consider it. Vajra would consider it.
She already went through so much the first time. I feel so bad.
You could also ask Princess Nyara to go with you.
Oh, it could be interesting.
Nyara would bring Taltree.
All right. I think it's worth. That's probably not a bad idea. All right.
To be clear, I do think you should still bring me. I just think she's not in any condition to handle this.
I'm a little concerned. I will say that it would take a little bit of convincing for her to want to bring Xastra along. She can mention that she's gonna go, and if Xastra wants to convince her that she should also come, that's fine.
I think Xastra feels obligated to protect the party,
Yes.
I think is what it is. I think Xastra's following you around because you're being a little shifty about where you're going to go. And Yara's going, and so Xastra's like, well, say, I need to keep an eye on this.
All right.
So you go across what is basically the last standing arm, like one of two, I think, in Terra Left, on your way over to the, what did I name this place? The House of the Guild Arcana.
Yes.
Again, it's a very impressive building. The way to it is blocked by magical servitors who clear away and immediately open the doors at the sight of Princess Nyara. His authority inside the city, of course, is very well recognized, and there would be no need to detain him. So you make your way up to the very impressive double doors that open into the foyers of this more or less mage's tower. And there is an honor guard of some of the mages and their arcane servitors there to lead you up to the second level. Many more people than you saw the last time you were here. I think you saw one actual person, maybe. And so you enter into definitely not Lul's bedchamber, where the enormous Strider, I guess, demigoddess, is laced in black silks, draping black silks as though she is ready for some kind of funeral. She's towering and fierce, and once again, when she steps forward, she kind of looms over you. You get a sense of awe of looking up at something that you perhaps should not be looking at. And then, curiously, the chitinous legs of her spider body fold underneath her as she takes a bow in Princess Nyara's presence. And she says, "My princess, how can I be of service to you?" And motioning to Daelia and Xastra, the heroes of Dereleft. So Nyara makes space for you to bring up whatever issue it is you want to talk about. Also, Xastra, how we doing?
I think she was pretty ready for this, and also is still feeling pretty dead inside.
Oh, sweetie.
So
Normal things to be feeling.
she just gives a slight bow, but will largely not interject unless she needs to.
Okay. So what do we want to talk to Zesbrina about?
Pretty much just coming in to check in on, essentially the promises that were made during the attack on the city, and also essentially checking in on the whole, making sure that the party will give support to letting the sea hole be closed.
Yeah, now that you have brought back Celeste and you have participated in the defense of Dereleft, they are more than willing to lend their arcane support into closing the hole.
Okay.
I don't remember if we covered that last episode, but that is going to be done, and it is going to be, if it hasn't been already, that is pretty much a project that is being undertaken right now.
Okay. Cool. So I'm, again, it's... Sorry?
Out of character. I believe the other thing we talked about, again, I think this was out of character, was asking her to be the protector of the city.
Oh. I do not remember this, but that's not a bad idea. Probably.
If you'd like, I can bring this up.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
All right. So, after it seems like all of the other proceedings are done, Xastra will step forward.
So Zesbrina motions to you, and she says, "Yes, little fallen one."
I was given orders by my goddess to meet the problem in Derelift with kindness and stay my blade. Would it be correct in saying, well, you are her, you are also not?
I am merely Zesbrina Doad.
She nods. I would like to make an offer for you.
I'm listening.
Would you be willing to become the protector of Derelift?
This is very bold of you, little fallen one, to ask a goddess to reduce herself to a mere general. But seeing as how I have nowhere else to go, and very few friends, I suppose I can relent.
You will obviously have the Church of Eilistrae's support in this. Since, well, you are her, you are also not her.
Yes, well, let's not make a habit of speaking too often.
Of course not.
Yeah. So yeah, she agrees to protect Dareleft, largely out of selfish interest, because there's not really anywhere else she can be. But she'll be keeping Dareleft safe, relatively safe, for the foreseeable future. Definitely something you're going to want to think about, though.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
It's fine.
Surely nothing bad will come of this.
Okay, is there...
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I guess I do not have exactly the same, I guess, background in Drow lore. What do you mean by them being the same, but also not the same?
So she's like a splinter of Lolth, right? So
Got it.
she is technically Lolth, but she's also not like Lolth. We have 2 Lolths now.
Oh, cool. Sick. I think I'm all good then.
Just funsies, just for fun.
We love funsies.
Okay, is there anything else that we need to resolve in Dareleft before we leave?
I do not believe I have any further business in Dareleft.
Faye, do you have any other scenes you want to have over in Dareleft?
No, I'm sure that I can just, do the whole establishing the Shard Church and such off screen.
Also, Celessa will charge you as official ambassadors of Dareleft. So she would like for you to procure some means of transporting food in large quantities to Dareleft, because it's something they're going to need. And to help with that, she's sending you Brash Vandal.
Oh,
and
sick.
a couple
Hell
of
yeah.
other
Our
workers.
homie.
Yeah.
They're going to fix the bridge that's supposed to go from where the Mage's Tower is, where Zaxarian is hanging out, so that it's easier to get back and forth. So they're going to be posted up there. They're going to have some workers posted up there, and then Brash Vandal and her workers are going to be bringing bags full of treasure in to trade for food. So that's something that she'd like you to help with. Some sort of source of food for the meantime, and then a way of desalinifying Dareleft soil would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do we want to travel back to Waterdeep? We have 2 options. We just go straight up out of the Underdark and we travel by land or along the coast. Or we go through the Underdark and then we to like Skullport or something. And then get the...
There is a third option.
What's the third option?
We do have Vajra with us.
You do have Vajra with you. You could just have
We
Vajra
could
mass
have her teleport
you.
us.
One thing is, do we want to check in on whatever the hell's going on with the, like, literal floating of a body of a dead god at all? On our way out? Since we're here.
I mean, it's up to you.
We don't have to.
I feel like due diligence is important. We also kind of... I do, even if it would delay getting back to Waterdeep, which is, of course, a whole issue, I at least want to make sure that... What was the town that we passed by? Daggerford?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So they were in a way when we left.
Yes. There was some shit going on.
There was something happened in Daggerford, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we could essentially, like, sort of do 2 birds with 1 stone, since we could go to the body of the god, see what the heck's going on there, and then just, like, take the ship back from that to Daggerford.
How much time would that to, like... I guess a better question is, if we dilly-dally, will there be consequences?
There have already been consequences. There will be consequences in everything you don't do. And there will be consequences in how long it takes to do things. So,
All right.
In that
doesn't
case,
matter what you do, things are going to progress.
In that case, we should probably get back to Waterdeep faster.
I would propose something. If you want to investigate the body of the god, you could have Vajra send me back first.
But
Because I have
Waterdeep?
business that I have to attend to in Waterdeep as soon as possible.
Are you telling me you want to split the party?
Yes.
I think Rushk is also interested in getting back to Waterdeep really quickly.
Yeah, it's fine.
because
We can get back there.
Sorry, Daelia, you're being
No.
dutiful, but we're all...
It's a bit of a time crunch going on here. It's all good. All right.
You know how it is with the end of the world and all that.
Yeah, it's fine.
End of the world?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So we're just going to have Vajra mass teleport Brashranel and everyone back to Waterdeep.
Yeah, but Rushk isn't happy about it.
Okay, this is my exact favorite way to do this. So Vajra gets everybody ready, gets the reagents necessary for mass teleport. She informs you that she's just going to teleport you to Blackstaff Tower because she knows where it is, and so it's easy to go back there. Kind of like how it's easy to go teleport to places you've been before. And she has, things there that will facilitate that.
She probably has a circle, which
So you go
really easy to teleport to
up,
if you know them.
Yeah, you go up and out of the Underdark because it's just easier to not have to worry about the Underdark causing problems. So once you get to the surface, it'll be much easier. The trip is very, very short. You have, an Archmage with you, you have Shirya with you, you have Brash Vandal and company, and you figure out a way around the lava steel death spiders and back up to the surface. And then, she mass teleports you to Blackstaff Tower, which is the large and imposing building, or at least one of them, in Waterdeep. It is, of course, a Mages Academy / Mages Tower. So you teleport into what is more or less like UCB Kelvin Blackstaff's study. This is a very large room with a teleportation circle, a massive one drawn on the center of the floor. And then there's just stuff everywhere. There's all kinds of magical knickknacks and items and things that have dubious origin and effect, just kind of stuffed everywhere. Vajra makes a kind of plaintive gesture and it's like, I've been getting around to sorting it and organizing it, which I'm sure you've heard many a mage say. They're all like pack rats, it doesn't matter. But the really concerning thing is, as soon as you get out of that room, you are immediately met by a large group of people who seem quite concerned. You see members of the Flaming Fist Mercenaries. You see members of the City Guard. You see members of the City Watch. And you see mages who are employed by Blackstaff Tower, who all look very nervous. Especially, with Brash Vandal kind of towering over everyone and being a gnoll.
So nervous at us.
They're not exactly drawing weapons, but they're treating you with a certain amount of caution. It is specifically the presence of Vajra that is making sure everybody doesn't just go gun happy, more or less. One of the Flaming Fist mercenaries steps forward and says, I'm terribly sorry to do this to the representatives of the Special Council of Waterdeep, but I would need you to come with me.
For what reason, if I may ask?
Under the authority of Laeral Silverhand, I have been tasked with ensuring that all new arrivals to the city are properly vetted.
Oh.
Properly vetted. I see. Do we have anyone else from there left from us, or just Brash Vandal?
You just have Brash Vandal with you. If you want, there can be like 2 other people from Dare left, and they're just here to carry treasure boxes.
Yeah. Before... God. In order to make sure that they are treated with the utmost possible respect, it should be noted that the individual here, by the name of Brash Vandal, is a diplomat from Dareleft, the city that formerly requested aid that the Special Council of Waterdeep approved the request of.
Diplomat? That's the kindest thing I've ever been called. Rushk, are these people trying to rob us?
Of nothing more than our time, I'm sure.
Well, I guess I got enough of that.
I'd appreciate it if you played along for now.
Of course, of course. And she attempts a curtsy, which is more or less correct. Just strange to see a gnoll doing.
I'll turn to Daelia and Xastra and be like, well, any objections before they cart us off?
Not really, unfortunately.
Anything we should know about? Go ahead, Xastra.
Well, there's one of two things that I'm tempted to do here.
Oh no.
Oh, great. Okay.
So on the one hand, I could just say it's probably better to just go with them freely than in chains. But on the other hand, I do have a sending stone.
Oh.
Layrel.
Oh. Hey, what's going on?
You're finally not calling her at 3 fucking in the morning.
It's not a bad idea.
So I
Might as
could
well.
just call Layrel Silverhand.
Why not?
Would you
Yeah,
like
just
to
call her.
Silverhand?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I would like you to go over to your fate dice. I would like you to
Mhm.
roll them, and with no modifiers, tell me what you get.
I see.
Can I aid in any way before this
Nope,
happens?
this is a pure luck roll.
All right.
3.
Oh my
3. Okay, so lots of people go for their swords and or wands, and Vajra notices what you're doing in time to put up a quick defensive magic as magic missiles begin to bound off of it. She
Oh my
begins shouting, "It's okay, it's okay." She's just calling Layrel.
Jesus Christ.
Something about a drow reaching for a sending stone has greatly upset these people.
Interesting. Really, that's not indicative of anything.
You're kind of staring at each other over a flimsy kind of magical wall. Brash Vandal is like, Rushk, are you sure they're not trying to rob us?
They're unprofessional and terrified children who are poorly trained and under. Just go with
So
it.
it's just like Drow then. Feel right at home. All right, so you connect your sending stone to Layrel Silverhand. What do you tell Layrel?
Hey, Laryl, we're back in town. Your guards are harassing us, and we have business that we need to attend to urgently.
Thank gods you're here. I have been trying to reach you on the sending stone for the last... Where are you now?
Blackstaff Tower.
That's excellent. Someone should be there to receive you. Please immediately come to my offices. I have to see you. Also, they'll want to do a check. It's purely a formality. I don't think it'll cause any problems.
Of course.
Check.
What kind of check? Is this a thing? Are there doppelgangers?
Oh,
There may be some kind of issue related to that
Good.
I
Okay,
would like to speak about privately.
I understand. All right. I will put down sending stone. Apparently, there has been a situation. It would be best if we just go with them to talk to Laryl in person.
So the students apologize profusely to Vajra for attacking her in her own tower. And you all get like marched more or less through the street from Blackstaff Tower all the way to the castle district. People look at you kind of strange. Most people
boy.
to the sides of the streets or into buildings. They close shutters. They do not like seeing someone in your group, probably Vash Vandal, but also Xastra. You feel like you're getting a lot of stares that you didn't used to get.
Mhm.
Oh dear.
No, it's been like this before.
A lot of these shops are closed up before you get there. There's not as much foot traffic, which is very strange. At this time of day, like, Waterdeep should be exploding with people moving around. You're also seeing an increased presence of the City Guard and the City Watch. And many times they have members of the Flaming Fist mercenaries with them.
God, fucking assholes.
So you make it to Layrel Silverhands. What is the name of that fucking castle? It's been so long since I thought about Waterdeep.
I don't remember.
The castle in the castle district. It's like the tower. It's like the porcelain tower or something. It doesn't matter. In the comments, please let me know what the name of the building. I'm forgetting it. So you are on your way to enter into the princesses when you were stopped by members of Flaming Fist mercenaries, including the head of the Flaming Fist mercenaries, the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate, Older Raven Guard.
This isn't the one we met at Daggerford, is it?
No, but he is flanked by the person from Daggerford, a Captain Rutherford Kite.
Right. I give him the kind of smile that drags out his past humiliation.
He is looking at you with a stony expression.
I'm sure.
So Uldr
So
says,
how's Daggerford?
he does not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Uldr Ravengard looks at you and says, I'm sorry, Xastra, Rushk, Daelia. This is merely a formality, but I do need you to stand still and cooperate as we attempt to magically ascertain that you are who you say you are.
Of course.
So a cleric steps forward. It's probably some kind of priest of what's with the good martial god that everybody loves? Torm. Yeah, cleric of Torm.
God damn it.
To use some kind of examination spell on you. And stops halfway through, backs up, and says, I don't know about these, sir.
Oh, great. Great.
Oh.
At that point, Uldr Ravengard says, I need you to surrender all of your arms and magical artifacts immediately. At which point, Rash Vandal gets really close to you and says, Rushk, I really feel like we're being robbed.
Well, Madam Vandal, unfortunately, a good part of polite society involves a great deal of little robberies day to day.
I think I'm starting to prefer the Drow.
Rushk will say to... What's his title? How do I refer to him by title?
He's
Uldr
either
Ravengard.
Marshal or Grand Duke.
Well, Marshal, as I am sure you will know, I am a doctor by trade and do not carry weaponry.
Yes, well, I still need you to turn out your pockets. And he sets his hand on his sword in a meaningful way.
I'm sure he does.
Do we comply with this demand?
I'm looking for names.
You're deciding on something? All right. Great.
I'm deciding on something.
I'm honestly trying to think
the
if
fuck was-
Daelia really even has weapons on her. I feel like she wouldn't have much. Probably.
Yeah, but you have magic stuff, though. You have, like,
I
wands and
guess.
potions and
I
trinkets and things.
guess.
You may just fucking love that shit.
That's true.
You have
What the
ink.
fuck?
Well,
What is it?
Ink's just a cat. I don't know what you're talking about.
What is my handler at the temple's name?
Shit, man. You
Zessian Fairlight. Okay. With respect, I will hand my weapons over to no one other than
It's Fairlight.
Lady Silverhand or... I've already lost the name again. How have I done this?
Fairlight.
Yes. Yes. Or Lady Fairlight.
He says, I understand this. If you merely surrender them now, I will ensure that they will be delivered to the proper place. But for reasons I'm sure you can understand, I would prefer that we divest you of your arms before you meet Lady Silverhand.
God. Marshal, perhaps there's room for a compromise. Being that you are mercenaries of the Flaming Fist, you are strangers in our home, and you are accusing us of something, of what we do not know. I suggest that, since you don't seem to be in any rush to let us meet with Madame Silverhand, you send someone to retrieve Lady Fairlight so that Xastra can safely hand over her weapons to an agreed-upon individual.
Okay. Would you please make for me a charisma test?
Yes, I will. And I assume I could not possibly be touching this guy.
No. If you attempt to touch him, there will be problems.
Yeah, there will be problems. That is a 4 total.
4 total? Okay.
Yes.
So it doesn't look like he is going to budge. However, fate is on your side. It is around this time that Remy Haventree is attempting to enter the castle, and she is seeing this altercation, and she surprisingly for once comes to your defense.
Wow.
This Storm's beard, Uldr, just let them in the castle. Rushk always comes up scummy on these kinds of things.
I'll just give him a very polite smile and tip my head to Remy.
So your guard grows as you are now being followed by Captain Rutherford Kite and Marshal Ravengard as Remy leads you into Layrul's offices. Layrul again looks extremely overworked, and Daggle Neverember had begun to have a
Fucker.
presence in the room while you were gone, and it seems to have grown like some kind of moss or perhaps a fungus. You see
hate that
much
guy.
more of his personnel here, and instead of being sort of at the edges of the room, he's now standing in the middle of it in a commanding way. And what's worse is Layrul seems to be having conversations with him.
Oh my god, Layrul!
So you've been strong-armed into coming here. What do you want to do?
Immediately flag down Layrul Silverhand, and once we have her attention, lead with, could we possibly get an explanation for our very kind reception?
Why, yes, of course, begins Daggle
Fucking-
Neverember.
Boy.
I believe I was speaking to Madame Silverhand, Mr. Neverember.
Well, that's very excellent for you, Miss Rushk, but I am speaking to all of you as a whole. You see, Waterdeep has been having some problems. I'm not saying it's because of the leadership that has happened in my absence, but of course, I leave that to the historians to disguise. I'm sure you're aware.
How close am I to Daggle Neverember?
You're a table away from him.
Gotta be careful here.
Okay.
I'm certain you're aware of, and he reaches into his pocket and produces a small onyx spider that you've seen before. One of these,
I can't say that I have seen something like that.
I was talking to Daelia.
I see. Perhaps you could make it more clear next time.
I'm sorry. The object in which you're motioning to is of some interest between me and Madame Silverhand, or Layrul, though I don't understand how exactly this is pertinent.
Well, you see, this item that I have, I've procured from my own lodgings. In fact, 12 identical ones of these I've found. We have seen more of them at many other places around the city. It's almost as though they have multiplied into some kind of invading force, which would, of course, explain the raids we've been having.
Raids.
Finally, Layril pipes up, but she says I wouldn't call them raids. There is merely mysterious goings-ons at night that have led to some complications for the city. And Daggle Neverember is positively shaking with glee as he tells you, yes, there's been some ghastly murder.
Are there not always murders in Waterdeep? What makes these exceptional?
These ones were perpetrated by Drow, of course. Drow assassins. Here to lay us low in the middle of the plague.
The plague.
Excuse me?
Surely you've noticed the quarantines as you were on your way to the castle?
Rushk is, visibly grinding her teeth.
In fact, I would figure that you'd be more intimate with the source of the plague, Rushk, seeing as how we believe that it began with one of your compatriots.
If looks could kill, to be sure. Which compatriot, Mr. Neverember?
One of those little rat things that you have selling, what was it, soaps?
You believe that perhaps one of the more hygienic individuals brought into Waterdeep has spread a plague.
What Lord Neverember is attempting to say, Layril Silverhand cuts in, is that there was an incident involving the Meeks and Mop, which I assume will require your attention. The Meeks was one of the first victims of the plague and is currently in medical isolation, and that did not seem to fare well with his compatriot, who is currently being held by the city guard.
Anyone close enough to Rushk gets secondhand migraine.
Oh no.
I see, Layril. Thank you for keeping us in the loop. I appreciate the effort you have spent maintaining the city in our absence. Now, if you'll excuse me, It sounds like there is a lot that needs doing.
I would like to allow you to return to your affairs, but first I must unfortunately ask that you undertake an examination for us to be certain that you are who you are. I don't wish to be uncouth about this, but you do not seem to be the same people that I sent to Dereleft.
Against what is this judged?
It'll be very simple. We will have a series of questions, the answers which are known only to you and I, and if you pass this test, then it will be fine, and if you fail, then we will deal with it at that time.
And you will be administering this test to each of us individually, independent of. I cannot agree for my compatriots, but very well. I suppose I have no choice but to agree.
Daelia and Xastra, do you also agree to submit for examination?
I guess.
So it's a pain in the ass. Laurel takes you one at a time into her office where she asks you a series of pointed questions requiring like exact dates, times, things you talked about to like basically be sure that you're the people in question and not someone who has been observing the people in question. You all do pass the test, and she apologizes profusely about having to give it to you. And then she explains more about what's going on in Waterdeep since you've been absent. Some days after you left, probably a day or two after you went through Daggerford, a plague began to spread through Waterdeep. It started in the Mercantile District, somewhere around where the Meeks and Mop had their shop. The Meeks was one of the first people to catch the illness, and so was taken to the Temple District, where people sympathetic to Lady Jelan Velas looked after. The problem is, seeing as how they were not yet fully set up in the city, and tensions being what they were with, newcomers to the markets, people began to suggest that perhaps your little friends are what had brought the plague in. The Mop did not like these suggestions and started a fight with a merchant, and also continued that fight when the city watch got there, and is now being held in what is more or less the prison of Waterdeep. There's not a lot of space for a prison in Waterdeep. What usually happens is they just throw you into the endless dungeon. But out of respect for you, they are actively keeping like Mop in a cell instead of just ejecting him into the Underdark, as is common. So that's something you'll probably want to go deal with. Additionally, after the plague, they began finding the little onyx spiders everywhere. They appear to be some kind of like listening or far-seeing device that has just spread completely through the city. So whoever is managing them has managed to get a great deal about the information of Waterdeep. And once the plague started spreading beyond the mercantile quarters, things began happening at night. Storehouses had some kind of accidents to them. Things went missing. People turned up like brutally but efficiently murdered. And these are like very important figures, like people who manage the watch in specific places, well-to-do merchants who are in charge of bringing supplies into or out of Waterdeep, things of that nature. So Waterdeep is currently under siege by forces that you can't really put your hands on. And that's not even the worst thing. On the outskirts of the city is a large orc army that has been driven down out of the northeast mountains. It is a massive group, one of the biggest ones they've seen in the last 50 years, and they don't quite know how to handle that. People say it is because there is a dragon that has come to roost in their old lair. And descriptions of the dragon very unfortunately resemble that of Eye of Rasa.
God damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
People say that that particular area has long been the den of evil magic users and also has been infested with kobolds. So, not surprising, this turn of events. Older Ravengard has begun mustering the Flaming Fist mercenaries and There is now 2 armies camped outside Waterdeep's walls.
Jesus.
Oh, God. So, just in front of everybody, assuming Older Ravengard is still there, I'm going to say, so you said that the plague began how many days after we left?
It would have been 2 days after you had been in Daggerford.
I see. And at what point did Older Ravengard's forces arrive at Waterdeep?
4 or 5 days.
After we had been
the
at
normal,
Daggerford.
yeah. It's the normal amount of time to get from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep.
All right. I see.
They were not here ahead of time.
All right.
But like, having said that, you notice that Captain Kite looks a little shifty.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Kite,
He's not responding to your question.
I will step up to him. How
He
many
is
of your men were
pointedly
sick with the
numb.
plague from Daggerford when you arrived here?
None under my command were sick with the plague. That was my entire goal of being in Daggerford, was to prevent its transmission to Waterdeep.
How honest does he seem?
He doesn't look like he's telling a lie.
Sure. I'm
Yes.
struggling to remember who is who from Daggerford.
Kite is the one who we basically humiliated because he was the leader of the people there. We were like, buddy, you are fucking up. And then was it Jarlaxle? Is that his? No, not Jarlaxle. Fucking
Jarlaxle has not.
Jurgle.
Urgle.
Not
No?
Jurgle. Merkel.
Merkel. God damn it.
There are too many names.
Why do they all sound the same?
So, yeah.
I was trying to
Merkel.
remember Mistra earlier, and the only thing I could think of was Minthara, which is completely off topic.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah.
but Kite was the one who was like, no, we need Merkel to stay here, or whatever.
Yeah,
and seemed
Kite
really
had very-
reticent.
Yeah, Kite had very clearly been talking to Merkel at some point.
Yes. All right. Really
Wait,
quick,
is he the one that was hanging out with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He's the one who was upset that we talked Merkel into leaving Daggerford. All right.
So my line of
Um,
questioning was wrong. Okay.
Close.
I will think
Very
about
close.
this.
So what organization is Laeral a part of? And is that public knowledge amongst present party?
Yeah, Laeral was part of the Harpers.
The other one. Isn't Laeral part of the other one, or is that Remy?
Laeral used to be part of the other one, very briefly.
What was the
'Cause
name
that was
of
like
it?
Kelbin's thing. It was the... Oh, fuck. I didn't realize I was going to need to Google...
Sorry, I'm giving you a pop quiz. I'm just trying to hit Laeral where it hurts.
I think it's the Moonstars? Yeah,
Moonstar?
the Moonstars.
The Moonstars. Do they have a name for like interdependent for like members? Like the Harpers are just called Harpers.
Yeah, they just refer to themselves as like the Moonstars or those who seek.
All right. So Rushk will be very blunt and say, is there anything else you need to waste my time with, or am I free to begin addressing these issues?
Say no.
Good. You've lost control of the ship, Laeral, and you've lost what little respect I had left for you. And I will leave. I will just leave.
Damn. For people who are watching, Laeral looks kind of sad about this, but is taking it diplomatically as the leader of Waterdeep. Daggelt is fucking crowing.
I'm sure he's so happy. I know what I'm going to do next, but I'm going to leave it open for other people to do shit first.
Yeah, lots going on here. What do you want to do?
I have to return to the temple as soon as possible. As soon as I am free, I will be doing this.
Daelia, what is the thing that you want to do?
I feel like she needs to get in contact with oh gosh, I cannot remember the Drow's name, who's been her handler essentially with all of this, because like
We take 2 weeks off and nobody remembers anything.
it's
I
2 weeks.
no, this is normal for me.
Screw up.
I have a Swiss cheese brain.
It's because we're
There's-
referencing things that happened like 8 sessions ago.
Also, for date reference, it is the day after daylight savings has happened, so my brain is just not.
Scrambled.
Sinral, yeah. Trying to get in contact with Sinral to figure out if this is like, if they've been actually the ones perpetrating this, or if this is like some entire whole thing outside of it. Or if they're being used. Who knows?
So let's probably do Daelia, and then we can do Xastra, and then Rushk, and that'll probably wrap it up for today.
That's good.
Okay, so Daelia, where do you usually meet Sinral?
Well, Sinral usually just shows up in her bedroom. That's generally what happens.
So I assume you head back to your rooms, your lodgings, and then
Mhm.
undo all the traps that you put on the doors and such.
Yeah, did you
Then
leave anything there or no?
you notice that some of the traps by the window have either been triggered or
Mhm.
were removed at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So probably Sinral has been here while you were gone.
Yeah.
You notice that the bed is made, but like a little too well.
Oh my god.
And you don't remember leaving it like that when
What
you
a fucking freak. Oh my god.
But yeah, so you just chill in your room and
Okay.
like comically, like quickly, the window opens and
Oh my
Sinral
God.
Bainra appears.
Okay. Well, sounds like you've been busy.
Yes, the task that we assigned to you has been going very well. We have eyes and ears in every nook and cranny of Waterdeep.
And I'm assuming that, the murders and everything, those I have to assume that didn't have anything to do with you. It was too efficient.
Only some of them.
Only some
it
of
appears
them.
that tensions in the cities are high enough that the populace is willing to thin itself out.
Interesting. And of course, do you have anything to tell me about what exactly is going on here, or just want to let me live in ignorance?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, there is a temple to that disgusting traitor in the field ward that needs to be dealt with.
Dealt with? Care to elaborate on that?
Of course. We need to remove it completely from this city and also finish destroying its sister temple in the Underdark. Once we're free of those meddling Drow, then our plans will be much more efficacious.
And this plan's being taking over this area of the city, or
It was stopping the seduction of loyal Drow by this insane revisionist, of course.
Gotcha. Have you heard anything about this plague that's been happening around here?
Oh yes, that's completely unrelated to us, but it's been a very helpful distraction.
Is she lying or no?
No, she's not lying.
Okay. She's too pleased.
Wishes she could take credit for it, but no.
Of course, it would be too many moving parts for you. And any sort of relation to any of the orcs that have shown up here, or is that again just a happy accident for you to make your life easier?
No, it is because these things have showed up, the armies and the plague, that they've decided to make their move. There's so many things going on in Waterdeep that anything that would oppose them is currently busy with tons of other things.
Okay. Right. It looks like you're feeling a little better than when I last saw you.
Yes, well, I have had a small amount of time to recuperate.
Well, it was very nice talking to you. I have some matters to attend to.
Are you sure that, a lot of things have happened, so I can fill you in on more intimate details?
Oh
my god.
I'm listening.
So she sits on the bed next to you, and she's like, things in the Underdark were quite pleasant for the two of us, and as your handler, I have been told to ensure that your morale remains high. And then she's like putting her hand on yours.
Oh god. Well, due diligence is always appreciated. Incredible.
So you'll have to throw her out if you want her to leave.
Yeah, eventually it'll happen.
Looking for something.
Yeah. That's fine.
You
Cod.
see Ink on the corner of the bed making a face.
Oh my goodness. Cod. Really good. All right. I think that's probably all I need on my end.
I need to know what she thinks about the hand.
Oh, I don't know if she's gonna get to. I don't know if Daelia takes her glove off.
Are you going to take the glove off?
You don't even, the gloves don't even come off for poor
No.
little Cinderella Bainra? Wow.
I don't think so.
Oh, she's lower than an ant to you.
She's trying to keep that card very close to her chest.
That makes sense.
So
Can't believe this. You keep the gloves on for the dog. So I guess we'll move over to Xastra. Xastra, you're walking through the streets. For some reason, you have Ink with you. You don't know where he came from. Just does not appear to want to be in Dahlia's room right now.
I'll bend down and pet Ink.
Ink
Buddy, what are
climbs
you
up your
doing
shoulder
here?
and just kind of beeps at you.
Guess I'll just take Ink with me.
Okay. So it's a little later in the day, heading on towards dusk, and you arrive at the temple in the field ward, and almost immediately, like, all of them that are there can tell that something's wrong.
Mhm.
One of the more novice followers of Eilistraee goes and gets the person that we talked about, whose name none of us can remember.
Assume
Silverlight?
Fairlight.
Fairlight.
Where did I write this down? So
It's in here. I gotta find it again. Where? I know I saw it. Right there, I highlighted it.
you highlighted it?
Yes.
Yeah. You should be able to.
It's above the Meeks and Mop.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go see Miss Fairlight, more or less in charge of that. So you go see her, and she's like, Xastra, I see that something very grave has happened. Would you like to speak with me about it?
I would.
So she takes you over to a little cloister. It's still underneath the stars, right? But like she has a little table and stuff set up, and she makes you some tea, and she's like, in your own time, please tell me what has happened.
I believe I have let myself be deceived. I received what I thought was a message from our goddess, and I perhaps fell into my old ways of doing things.
So
There's
she looks
something-
very sad, but like not like
Yeah.
you, but like
Yeah.
very empathetic. And she takes your hand in hers and she says, I am so sorry that this burden has been placed on your shoulders, Xastra. I don't claim to know what the situation was like, but it seems as though you attempted to do your best. What is it that the Temple of Eilistraee can do for you?
I seek to make penance.
So she nods and thinks about it for a little bit. And then she's like, we will have to pray together, you and I, and seek the goddess's will on this. And then, of course, more immediately, I would like to task you with resolving some of the grave issues facing Waterdeep. The
It really
instability
seems like
of the
there's a lot
city,
going on since I've been gone.
the instability of the city, I believe, has led nefarious actors to begin plans within the city, and I am certain that this grove is one of their targets. So, if we bring Waterdeep back to its normal self, then perhaps that will also make this grove a little bit safer as well.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, do you want to have that prayer scene? Do you want to talk to your goddess?
I think so.
Okay. So tell us what this looks like. How do you and your priestess contact your goddess?
I think after nightfall, there's a lot of dancing naked under the moon.
As one
'Cause
does.
you really got to attract her attention. Yeah.
So I think it's a
Look.
lot of dancing. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
dancing. Like you were almost exhausted and you're still doing it and you feel like you're going to fall at any moment and you push yourself back beyond the bounds of your stamina. And then and only then does the Eilistraee appear before you.
Mm-hmm.
She's very tall and very pretty and oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at you with impossibly sad eyes.
Oh.
And she says, "You have called for me, Xastra, and so here I am, my once loyal follower."
I think she will. And she will kneel and avert her eyes and say, "What can I do to redeem myself in your eyes?"
I think she puts a hand on your shoulder, and then moves that to your chin and makes you look up at her. And she says, "I have a very important mission that I wish for you to undertake as penance. And part of that penance is I will allow you a glimpse of that end of that road. I will never again welcome you as one of my paladins."
Oh,
Oof.
She nods.
Do you still accept this undertaking anyway?
Of course.
Then I will leave you with this work. I will send you several visions in the coming days, trials that you must overcome. And at the end of them, I will consider your penance paid.
She does not say anything, but
Oh.
she nods.
She looks at you very mournfully and says, "I wish that things had been different, but this is perhaps the start of a new beginning for you, Xastra. So please do not lose yourself to grief." And then she departs.
I think Xastra just collapses.
Oh.
Oof. Oof.
Ouch.
You know what? We should probably have a happy scene. I don't want to end on a downer. Rushk, you always have happy scenes.
you're right. I'm so happy to be reunited with my cute little assistant Lammy.
Oh.
What's that? The background. Yeah, Rushk is heading to the clinic immediately. Like, she needs to get a fucking handle on everything that's going on, and stopping at the clinic first to see how that's going is the first step in doing that.
The clinic appears to be open. The lights are on.
All right, yeah, I actually go in through the back just because I want to check on how my garden is doing. The fucking various like herbs and shit and poppies.
Okay. Some of your garden is missing.
Some of it is missing. Which
You
part?
can tell that samples of all of your plants have been uprooted and taken.
Okay. Recently? Like, is the soil recently disturbed, or has this happened a while
Recently,
ago?
sometime in the last couple days.
God damn it. All right, yep, I'll, unlock the back door and go in.
Okay. You go in. Lammy is waiting in the front room. She appears to have been operating the clinic as instructed, filling medications and providing, like minor services and that kind of things that she can do.
Right.
Since she's not like a surgeon like you.
Right.
And I have you make a perception check.
What would that be? Intelligence or wisdom or some shit?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. That's a 3 total?
So you notice Lammy's cue, but not in time enough. She makes a motion with her eyes that you don't immediately understand at first. She calls out your name and says, "Welcome back, Rushk." You see her, like, repeatedly, again, very subtly glance over to her left. And by the time you figured it out, they're already on you. Out of every space and hidden place inside your storeroom, many members of the city guard just pour in. They come in through the front door, through the back door. Some of them were waiting in the side rooms, and they all surround you. Their head is a very officious-looking member of the city guard who you do not recognize. And he says, "Rushk, under the authority I have been given as a member of the City Guard of Waterdeep, I charge you with conspiracy to disseminate plague, and I'm placing you under arrest.
I think, Rushk realizes that nothing she can say or do here will change the situation. So what she does instead is ignore the guy and very, as gently as the situation can allow, says to Lammy, "This isn't your fault. You did a very good job while I was gone." And will then surrender herself to the guards.
They obviously handle you very roughly. They check you for various instruments, which means that they look under your clothing. You see them have a very disgusted expression as they notice the condition of your body beneath your robes. And Lammy pointedly does not say anything or look because she has a great deal of respect for you and does not want you to be further humiliated in her presence. So when they're done manhandling you and looking for stuff, they put irons on you and they march you to the very small set of holding cells where they keep people before throwing them into, again, the infinite dungeon beneath Waterdeep.
Great. Fucking great.
So you recognize a couple of people there. One of them is, of course, Mop, who is covered in bruises.
Oh.
The guards refuse to go near Mop, saying that Mop tries to bite them at every opportunity.
Yep.
And you also see the younger members of Lammy's family, as well as her mother.
Oh my fucking god. Am I put in a cell alone, or am I sharing with anyone?
You're put in a cell alone. You're close enough that you can talk to Mop, but that's about it.
Am I able to see, as I'm being pushed through, if any of Lammy's family members or Mop are in a life-threatening condition?
Lammy's family looks really scared. Mop has obviously gotten into several scuffles with the City Watch, but they otherwise look okay.
Okay. I'll need to think on this. I don't know if there's a lot I can do at the moment.
So you're biding your time in the cell, and eventually one of the City Watch comes down. Maybe they forgot something or they need to ask you some kind of questions. Mm-hmm. And it bangs very loudly on your cell.
I'm just sitting and staring at him. I approach if he's trying to get my attention.
Yeah. Once you get over to the bars, he lifts up his helmet, and you see an unfortunately familiar face.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Rushk. Remember that favor you owed me?
This is the fucking... God, what was his name?
It's Salad from
Salad
Guild.
Oh my god.
You thought I'd forget about that, didn't you?
I knew you wouldn't. Oh my god.
So I think that's we're going to leave it. Next session we will start up with the favor that you owe Salad.
Well, I'm in prison.
Xastra beginning her horrific presence, and Daelia is the only one who seems to have been okay at the return to Waterdeep.
And curiously, this is all her fault.
Not her fault.
Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Some of it's her fault.
I mean, I would say that she knowingly gave it to Lyra Silverhand, who should have had her shit more together to keep it contained. Obviously, something's gone terribly wrong.
That is fair. Lyra fucked up. Lyra did fuck up.
She did not hide those fucking spiders. She was just like, hey, I'm going to give you this to put somewhere if you want to mess with the Drow. And so something clearly has gone bad.
Oh my god.
Something indeed.
She let Bagel Neverember have more power somehow.
That's the biggest fucking slight. That is the biggest reason Rushk is so upset with her.
You can always trust people in government, and when you can't, just simply vote in a different
Just vote them out.
It's fine. It's fine. Just
vote
them
the
out.
Plague out.
Voting works.
Yeah, vote out the plague. That worked in America with COVID.
Yeah, it sure
Yeah.
did.
We voted it out.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely nothing happening still 4 years later. It's fine.
No, it's all good. We all live in a good.
Well, now that my players have been reduced to gibbering meshes, I think this is going to be the end of today's session. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. And next week, we will maybe unfuck some of this situation or make it worse.
We'll
Who
make it
knows?
worse.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.